all in attendance here for this meeting. This year, we always like to do what we're calling now a passive enrollment. So it means that not a lot of changes. If you don't intend for any changes, you don't have to do much of anything. But we encourage you still to look into the portal and see your current beneficiaries, dependents, and make sure everything is looking the way that you want it to look. And if you don't want to make any changes, then all you'll have to do is just navigate through the system and boom, everything will
kill
roll
those
over
lights up front.
into 2020. Every year we don't do, at least last year, we didn't do an actual meeting because it's our first time doing it in the HR portal, but it's always healthy to come out and be able to meet with Gallagher and with also with Regions, so that we are here. Becky is here from our Regions plan, so if you have Regions type questions, she can help you out there. And of course, our regular host, James Farley from Gallagher Benefits Services, he is here to assist us on that side too with all of the new changes and things that are going on for our plan. But really, it's very limited changes, but I think it's always helpful for us to know how we can best utilize our benefits, and so I think that's a great thing. So I'm going to turn it over to James, and we'll be available for questions thereafter. And on the back table, you've got a couple of different sheets. This one here is just like a visual on how to navigate through the portal to do your changes. You can even do them on your phone if you have the 888 app. So very convenient for you today and throughout the time of December 6th to be able to make all of the changes and to do everything for you for enrollment. So without further ado, James.
Thanks, Wanda. It's good to be here with everyone. Sorry to be a little tardy. It's all right, Brandon. Good to be here with you. I'm going to warn you, we're having a little competition to see who can be the most excited and enthusiastic about the benefits, and the opposite loses the benefits in 2020 as well. Bar is super low. We did San Diego's meetings yesterday, and I'm not sure if they were even awake. Granted, it was a Monday, it's just before lunch, but there's not a lot you have to do to beat them, but don't disappoint. So, you already won.
Thanks, Brett.
We got Brett, of course you won. So, as Linda said, I'm James. I've been here for quite a while. Hopefully most of you recognize me. This is a great renewal. We didn't make any changes to the benefits. We got a very favorable renewal increase from Regions. Becky is here from Regions. And so we're going to talk through, mostly as a reminder, what the benefits are. Everyone got a book? Hopefully the book looks as cool as your new website, which Belinda was showing it to me yesterday. Great job on the website. Looks a little bit different than the previous website. So, open enrollment. This is the time where if you've not had a life event, now's the time you can change your benefit enrollment. So you can change plans. We've got 2 medical plans. You can add dependents, take off dependents, add a spouse, take off a spouse. Each plan is an a la carte decision for you, which means you don't have to have the same enrollment on every single plan. You can have a different enrollment on medical than you do on dental, than you do on vision. Do what's best for your family needs. Otherwise, you gotta have a life event during the year, right? Marriage, divorce, adding a new baby to the family. And you know you've got how long to add a baby plan?
30 days.
30 days. 32 days, we gotta give an exception. 29 days, you don't. So you don't need your Social Security card for the baby. A lot of people think they gotta wait for that to enroll in the plan. You don't need to. So just shoot a little note, get online, ADP website, fill out, make sure you get the baby out. Okay. So we've got the 2 different networks up here, right? We've got the participating network and we've got the value care network. How many of you are on the value care network? That is the non-Intermountain Healthcare network. There we go. Okay, and then the participating, which is the more expensive network, is the one that includes every hospital in the state of Utah, including Intermountain Healthcare. We make that offering here to the Utah office because we do have that dichotomy between the 2 different hospital systems here in Utah. And it's something that ES3 has offered for a long, long time that we want to make sure it's an option to you. But if you go to the very back page of the book, you will see in there the participating rates and the value care rates. And you can see it's quite a bit different if you choose that participating network, but you do get every hospital in the state. First plan. So we've got our traditional plan. This plan has a $500 individual deductible and $1,000 family deductible. First big difference between this plan and the next plan. On this one, if you're enrolled as two-party or family, one person stops at the individual deductible. It's called an embedded deductible. So your spouse goes in for a lot of services, they stop at $500, takes someone else in the family to get sick, go to the hospital to satisfy the second $500, get up to $1,000 per family. On this plan, we have an out-of-pocket maximum of $3,000 and $6,000. Right? Out-of-pocket maximum is the most that you will pay in a calendar year for your family if you go in-network. If you go out of network, all bets are off. Using your plan, get the most out of it. Something the Lord has really wanted us to focus on this open enrollment season. Now, one thing I'll point out, because Utah has such an interesting hospital network situation, if you go out of network, so if you're on value care, the lower cost plan, and you spend, you decide to go to Intermountain Healthcare, and you think, well, my deductible doubles, my out-of-pocket doubles, but I really want this doctor. Those aren't true out-of-pocket numbers, because when you go in network, doctor and hospital is under contract. They have to accept what Regents is going to pay them. When you go out of network, there is no contract. So here's how Regents processes the bill. They say, you went to Intermountain Healthcare, you're on value care, had you gone to University of Utah or whatever, we would have paid you this. So we're gonna start your benefits, which is that $1,000, $2,000 deductible off of this lower amount, accordingly. Then Intermountain Healthcare is gonna come back and say, hey, remember how we started up here, the Regents started here? You owe us now the difference between that. And if it's an inpatient procedure, it'll be pretty costly, tens of thousands of dollars. So in-network, 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 if you really think you're gonna use Intermountain Healthcare, do the buy-up. That way you can lock them in under the contract as well. Okay, 20% co-insurance. So once you've met your deductible, but before you meet your out-of-pocket maximum, you split with Regents 20% of the bill, they pay 80% of the bill. Preventive Services, cover 100%, not subject to deductible. So you're going for your annual physical, well baby visits, immunizations, anything coded or considered preventive is covered at 100%. On this plan, you've got fixed dollar copay. So you go to the primary care physician, $25 copay, go to specialist, you got a $45 copay. Pretty easy going. You don't have to worry about January 1st, what's my deductible, you just pay the office visit copay. Urgent care is $25. Emergency room is a $150 copay, but it's after deductible. You think of why we'd make that after deductible. Anyone know what the average ER visit is? Just to walk in the door, what do you think, Becky?
Oh, $2,000.
So we always say in our meetings about $1,600 just to walk in the door, just to be admitted. Then if it's all you went in was a runny nose, it's a pretty expensive runny nose, right? Urgent care, you're probably $150 to $200 to walk in to the urgent care. Your primary care office visit may be $100 to $120. So we really want emergencies the emergency room to be used for just emergencies, which is why we've made it more skin for you in the game if you go to the emergency room. Okay, prescription drug, you've got fixed dollar copays for your generic, your formulary, and your non-formulary drugs. Again, not subject to deductible. Questions on this plan, traditional plan? This plan allows you to have a flexible spending account and has the HRA account, which we'll talk about in just a little bit. Okay, plan number 2. This is our high deductible health plan, or our HSA qualified plan. This plan has minimums that the government requires that we have to have in order to be a qualified HSA plan. So your deductible, you'll notice, higher deductible, $1,500, $3,000. Remember I talked about the embedded deductible in the last plan? On this plan, it's not embedded as per government regulations. So if you're enrolled as two-party or family, you have a true deductible of $3,000. Even one person in your family $3,000, non-embedded. Out-of-pocket maximum, same as the previous plan. Co-insurance, same as the previous plan. Preventive services, same as the previous plan. So in this plan, that's the only thing that you do not have to meet your deductible for, is your preventive visits. You just go in, get well baby visits, annual physicals, flu shots, anything coded as preventive, you don't pay anything for it on this plan. Then after that, everything is 20% after deductible. So on this plan, you meet your deductible, then you pay 20% until your deductible and your co-insurance equals your out-of-pocket maximum, then you go to 0%. This plan is the least expensive plan out of your paycheck to choose from, and it is one of the most rich plan designs to still be considered an HSA qualified plan. For our family, we're on an HSA plan through Gallagher. My deductible is $6,000, my out-of-pocket maximum is $12,000. And for that benefit, I get the opportunity to pay $600 a paycheck. Awesome. If anyone's looking to get a job. Okay, questions on this one? So we talked about the embedded and the non-embedded. I'm gonna pause there. Anyone who did not understand that, don't be afraid if you didn't. Probably 3 other people who didn't understand it either. Everyone got that? Okay, good. All right. Someone's honest. We got bagels for free in the back if you want some. Okay. So when I say embedded deductible and non-embedded deductible, if you're enrolled as 2 part of your family, this only applies to that scenario. Under the traditional plan, 1 person stops at $500 in your family. Second person in your family to hit $1,000 total. On the HSA non-embedded, 1 person sick in your family, full family deductible of $3,000. Then the second person gets sick, great, you've already hit the $3,000, so there's no deductible left, right? They only had to hit it 1 time, but 1 person, it only took 1 person to hit it. All right. I made it a lot easier than having to read that. So, as you're thinking through which plan do I choose? Well, if you're really sick, let's say you're gonna go all the way and you're gonna have a lot of expenses, it probably doesn't matter, right? Your out-of-pocket maximum is the same on both plans. If you have no claims, the HSA is gonna be better because it's cheaper out of your pocket, and then you're gonna save in your HSA fund that we talked about. If you're somewhere in the middle, then it depends on your circumstances. You're gonna want to put together a little analysis on how much you spend. For most people, I bet the HSA is your better option, but not everyone's gonna be that case. So the HSA, lower premium, we're gonna open up this HSA account, get the triple tax savings. It is rolled over year after year, and you can use it on pretty much anything you can on the FSA. The cons to it, well, that non-embedded deductible, the higher deductible, and beginning January 1st, your deductible resets, so you've got a pretty big amount of money. If you roll as a family, that's $3,000 that if something happens, you're going to pay. So you got to be able to budget for more. Let's talk about that pro though. Let's talk about the HSA. Most of you, probably a good part of you, are on the HSA today, right? Your health equity. And some nods. So you got to think of the plan as 2 parts. You got the plan through Regents, got $1,500, $3,000 deductible, and then you're gonna have your Visa card through Health Equity, which is the true HSA. To open up, to be on the Regents plan, anyone can be on this plan, doesn't matter. To open up that Health Equity account, you can't be double covered, so you can't be on a spouse's plan, you're the employee. You cannot be on Medicare, TRICARE, you can't be claimed as someone that's tax dependent. Those are the only restrictions they put on it. And this is one we've added to the slide. If you're moving from the traditional plan over to the HSA, you have a grace period on your flexible spending account, right? You can go to March 15th to incur and spend. So it's use it or lose it, but you got 3 more months to use it. If you have even $1 left in your account on January 1st, you can't open up an HSA account until the grace period is finished. Even if you spend that $1 January 1st, your account 0, you have to wait out the whole grace period. So if you're moving from traditional to the HSA, 0 out your FSA balance by the end of the year. Clear as mud? Okay, so let's talk about the HSA. So ES3 contributes $1,250 into your HSA every single year. It's spread evenly throughout the year. So when you think about it, that individual deductible is $1,500. Well, ES3 is going to load $1,250 into this account for you. And this account, as a reminder, is the only account that has that triple tax savings. So your money goes in tax-free because ES3 is giving you some, but here's the limit the IRS puts on 2020 funds. So take that, minus that out, and that's what you have left to put in. So the money that you're going to put in goes in tax-free. The money's going to grow tax-free, and then you're going to be able to spend that money tax-free. For those of you who have a 401k, that growth is tax-deferred, right? Eventually, Uncle Sam's going to come looking for his chunk of the money. On an HSA, never the case as long as it's on the qualified expense. So I told you I'm on an HSA plan. This year, I've taken a portion of my HSA balance and I invested it. It's made 20% return this year. 2019 has been a good year in the market. So 20% gains on my HSA balance, never to be taxed. That's a pretty awesome account. And it's, every year I try to build it up. This year we had a baby, so it shrunk a little bit. But most years, I'm able to build that thing by a couple $1,000. And I hope that when I get to be 65 or 67, I will have saved up enough money in my HSA that I can now pay a significant amount of Medicare's costs with my HSA that again was never taxed right on that growth. If you're over 55, you can go an extra $1,000 each of these maximums. So, HSA, pretty awesome plan. What I like about this is for those of you who are ES3 for the long haul, you're going to have an automatic contributions for the last several years and again this year. But if you move to another employer, a lot of employers don't put money into those accounts for you. They give you the opportunity to put your money in, but more and more employers are stepping out of putting money in there to get it funded. So for all employees in here, this is a great chance in this time of your life to start building a little slush fund in your HSA. Because you never know what future job you may have or what future circumstance may be in the healthcare industry. I don't think HSAs are going away. I think they're going to be even more and more popular. Pretty much the only plan that exists in the near future. So the more you can save now and sort of build up that HSA account, the easier it is to weather when you have a job that says, like mine, your deductible is $6 grand this year, and it's going to cost you a lot out of your premium. If you were at ES3 before, you'd say, that's fine, I've already got $10,000 in my HSA account, no big deal.
So when you say that you can use that HSA to pay for Medicare, is that supplemental insurance?
You got it. So you can pay for Med Advantage, Med Sup. You've got Part A, Part B, Part D. They're all going to have some kind of premium. They're also going to have co-insurance, and some have those deductibles that you get. Like a Med Gap plan, it doesn't have any, but you have a premium. HSA is good for all that. You can even pull out your HSA once you hit retirement age. I wouldn't recommend it, but you're not penalized, you're just taxed on it if you want to spend it on anything. But some study went out that said you'll need about $250 grand from retirement to death to pay for Medicare type expenses. Okay, good question. So here's the Health Equity website. Health Equity is nice because it links with regions. So you can see your claims on the Health Equity site. You can actually pay them directly from the site. I said this yesterday in the meeting, I'll say it in here. I like to take advantage. I have one of those little cashback Sky Miles cards. So when we had our baby, I had to pay the whole blasted deductible of $6,000. So I put it all through my Delta Sky Miles card. And then I turned around the very next day and I reimbursed myself for my HSA. So all in all, I essentially paid for it with my HSA, but I got the Sky Miles. A lot of people do that. It's very easy. Health Equity makes it easy to reimburse yourself. You don't have to substantiate any of your claims. Just when you say you had the claim, keep the backup information for your own files, and then the money just transferred over. You can also invest it through here. So I talked about this year was a good year in the market, right? It's risky. So Health Equity says once you have $2,000 in liquidity, anything above that you can put into an investment vehicle. You can go as conservative as you want with either a bond or money market, or as aggressive and go all equities, if that's something that you're willing to chance on. But again, one more thing I came as a medical retirement account. All right, push and pause. Any questions so far? All right. So when you go to the doctor's office, this is a reminder, but most of you know this already. You go to the doctor, you got your two cards if you're an HSA participant. Your Regents card, your Health Equity Bank account. You're gonna use your Regents card only, because the doctor doesn't know what you really owe them. They don't know what the contracted rate is with Regents. So you give them that card, they're gonna bill you 2 weeks later, then you pull out your HSA Visa card. You go to the pharmacy, they do have the ability to process it right at point of sale. So they can see your Regents card, plug it into the system and say, okay, boom, here's the cost of your drug, and you have your Visa card. With, I don't know if you saw the announcement this week, where the administration wants to put out this requirement that all hospitals and doctors are transparent in their charges, what they charge with each carrier. It'll be very interesting to see if that goes anywhere, because what the discount Regents has may be different than the discount that Cigna has, and different than the discount that Aetna has, or Select Health versus what they bill versus what there's cash pay. It's all a big mystery. Nobody really knows what the cost of services are. See if that makes any changes. Okay, so let's talk about if you don't have an HSA balance and you have a big charge January 1st. You've got this deductible now that you've got me, and you don't have any money saved yet in your HSA account. You can pay for it with a credit card, and as you accrue the money, you pay yourself back from your HSA account. A lot of hospitals understand HSA accounts now, and if you say, I'm on an HSA account, my employer puts money in, I'm putting money in, can I pay you off on a zero interest loan? Most hospitals will say, sure, sounds great, we'll put you on a 9-month or 10-month payment program. As you get the money in your HSA, just remit it to us each month, and they're good to go. Last option is you can pull money out of a savings account, pay for your medical bill, and then pay yourself back with the HSA. Okay, flexible spending account. So if you're on the traditional plan and you want to use that tax-free money, we're going to have the ability to go with the FSA. Now, time out. Who's been in ES3 employee for a while? A lot of you have. Brett, loaded question. We offer $1,250 if you're on the HSA. If you're on the traditional plan, do we offer you anything, or you just hung out to dry?
$750.
We offer he offers $750.
Me personally.
Thank you, Brett.
in an HRA reimbursement. So let's stop and talk about that for a minute. Your individual deductible is $500. ES3 is going to set aside $750 for you to use. Your family's $1,000, $750. So how's the HRA work? It's different than the HSA. The HSA, you own it, right? Each month or each paycheck, money goes into that account with Health Equity. It's in your name. It's portable. You take it. You own it. It's a one-way street. Once the money goes to you, it's yours. The HRA is owned by the company, and it's just there. The money sits on the company's balance sheet, and as you need reimbursements, you can ask for it for your reimbursed money. Both are great. HSA, right? That's where you're going to build this long-term fund. This one's more to help you with the here and now. This one has the ability to seek reimbursement, down the road, and even when you terminate, there's a little bit of a grace period. But you should know, and I did this yesterday, when you're sitting around the Thanksgiving table next week, I guarantee you will be hard pressed to find any of your family members that have an employer that offers as good of an HSA contribution or an HRA contribution on the traditional plan. Companies don't do this anymore. And part of the reason the ES3 can do it is you're very good to your employees, number one. Number two, you, the employees, have been pretty good utilizers of your services. You have claims, but it seems like we don't have misuse of claims, which means I feel like a lot of you are shopping out your benefits. You're being smart about where you're seeking your services. And because of that, Regents is able to give us pretty good renewals every year, which in turn keeps your benefits the same. Yeah.
So companies are rated by the effectiveness of their staff?
You got it. Yeah, an underwriter looks at your group and says, wow, Brett, 15 times the ER this year for a sniffy nose. All right, well, rates are going up 12% this year, 20% this year. Yeah, it's group specific. If you have less than 50 employees, it's a different story, but you guys, you get rated.
We didn't have done, we have no increase.
Oh, that hurts.
Oh, you know.
This one is if you're only on the traditional plan. This one, anyone can participate in, right? Dependent daycare, you've got $5,000 to pay for if you and your significant other are both gainfully employed. You can put money aside tax-free to pay for babysitting and daycare. Okay, the FSA, just like the HSA, you can use it for dental, vision, medical. You can get the optional debit card through NBS, or I think we call it a Benny card. I feel like we hit this pretty hard. Just think HSA, rolls over, George, FSA, use it or lose it. Yeah.
Question on going back a slide.
Huh?
On the dependent, did you say on the dependent daycare, sorry, back 2 slides?
Yeah.
That you have to be, you can't be on the.
No, this one, any plan, anyone at ES3 can enroll here. This one, you have to be on the traditional plan.
And they do offer the limited FSA if you are on the,
All right, Belinda.
HSA. Sorry, just wanted to throw that in, it's an option.
It's confusing, but I don't like to do it. So you do have access to what's called a limited purpose FSA. What does limited purpose mean? If you're on the HSA plan, you can't do this one. But you can set aside $2,750 as limited purpose funds, which means you can use it only for dental and vision. You can't use it for medical expenses. So, who would do the limited purpose? If you're gonna max out your HSA, and remember what the family HSA max is? $7,100. ES3 is giving you $1,250, so you're down to 5 and change, right? So if you're gonna put 5 and change into your HSA, and you've maxed it out, between you and ES3, there's $7,100 in there, or if you're over 55, $8,100 in there, and you still want some tax shelter, and you have known dental and vision expenses, take up the limited FSA. Why do I say that? Because if you're not gonna max out this HSA, which has the same list of things you can spend money on, but also has medical, and it rolls over, you don't lose it, why would you sign up for half of this and then also do the FSA, which is use it or lose it and only dental and vision? So, if that applies to you, if you think I'm going to max that out, I'm gonna take advantage of all the tax savings I can, come see me afterwards, let's talk. Because it's a good account, it is, but only if you're gonna max out that HSA. Anyone can do it, but I just don't think it's wise if you're not gonna max out the HSA. Just put the money in the HSA. Okay. Dental. So with dental, we're with MetLife, no changes there. We've got Preventive Services covered 100%. So you get your teeth cleaned twice a year. You can get your x-rays once a year. Doesn't cost you anything. Everyone in your family can go get that done. Then you've got a deductible, $50 per person in your family, times by 3 for the max. That applies to if you've got cavities, or if you've got something even more major than a cavity. You pay 20% on the basic, pay 50% of the service on the major. Dental, the average reimbursement is $1,500. ES3 purchased a more expensive plan, it's $2,000. So you've got $2,000 for every member of your family to use dental for the year. Orthodontia, adult children, $1,000 lifetime benefit. So they pay 50%, that doesn't really matter because you're only gonna pay $1,000, right? Braces are about $4,000. This one resets every January 1st. This one's obviously just once a lifetime. Okay, vision. Vision through Opticare. We as the company pay the 40/70 plan. Everyone's got this. And then you have the option to buy up to the 41/20 plan. The only difference between those two plans is how much you're allowed for frames or contact, right? 70 versus 120. And of course, when I do these meetings in Georgia or San Diego, the sunglass benefit is tougher for them to fulfill. For you guys, it's not, right? You gotta go to standard optical, and if you don't want prescription frames, you can get sunglasses that they have there. And I know sometimes their glass selection is not as good as you want, or they seem more expensive than they should be. Heard all of those things, but nonetheless, you don't have to pay anything, and you at least get $70 to go towards a pair of sunglasses, right? So it's a pretty good benefit. You can do contact 1 year, you can do frames the other year. Both plans are what's called a 12-12-12, which means every January 1st that benefit restarts. So if you've not utilized it yet, we're sitting here November 19th. You got between now and December 31st to go cash in on this before it is lost and you start January 1st with the new bucket. It doesn't roll over. Okay, life and disability. So you've got $50,000 of life insurance, basic life insurance, term insurance. This is provided for every employee that is a full-time employee in ES3. You have the option to buy an additional $500,000 with your spouse getting to go in increments of $5,000 up to, I believe it's 50% of what you as the employer like. This also is a term life insurance policy. It's in addition to the top one. When you go through the enrollment through ADP now, it'll know your age, and then as you slide around how much you want, you type in, I want $100,000, it'll spit out, right, that's $4 a month or $6 a month, whatever it ends up being. Pretty cheap. Life insurance is not expensive because we anticipate most of you being here next year. So you can also buy up to $10,000 for dependents. Disability. You've got long-term disability provided here by the company. So after you've been out of work for 60 days, this is your Paycheck Protection. You think about it, Brett stepped out, but we're gonna use him anyway. Let's say Brett is 30 years old today. So Brett, on the weekend, gets in an accident, goes on a four-wheeler, whatever. He can't work anymore, he's disabled. Brett's going to receive, after 60 days, a paycheck from the Hartford equal to 60% of what he made before that wreck. And he's gonna get that paycheck every single month for the next 37 years, right? If Brett's 30 today, retirement for him is 67. So for 37 years, Brett's getting a paycheck from the Hartford, which is awesome. This is what should make you sleep well at night. Because an employer that doesn't purchase this, you think about it, you get disabled, you can't come to work, ES3 is not going to keep you employed because you're not working any longer. So now what happens? Spouse, family, someone's got to go to work, and you're not able, you're going to rely on the safety net in our society to help pick up some of the slack. This is a big benefit. This is one that's utilized far more than the life insurance for companies, and it's pretty expensive for ES3 to purchase this. Okay, so that one starts at 60 days. If you say, boy, I want something that maybe bridges the gap between when I get hurt and when the 60 days goes up, that is short-term disability. That one is for you to buy, it's voluntary. So if you want something that covers you 7 days after your elimination meaning your waiting period after you've been disabled or sick, then this is gonna pay 60% up to $1,500 per week. Short-term disability considers pregnancy a disability. So if you go out on pregnancy, they will pay up to 8 weeks, I believe it is, for a pregnancy. I don't know any of your employees that are pregnant, but if I did, I would talk to them about it. Okay. So open enrollment.
You have to stay pregnant 60 more days.
Open enrollment. Passive this year. If you're not making any changes, you don't have to enroll. You get to just do nothing. If you want to elect the FSA, you do need to go on and put in a new amount for the FSA. Even though it's passive, and then your elections from this year are gonna just roll forward, I always think it's a good opportunity to spend 10 minutes once a year to make sure that you like how you're enrolled, make sure the way you think you're enrolled is how you actually are enrolled. Look at your beneficiary in the system. Is that truly still the beneficiary you want to get your life insurance money? If if it were me, I would get online. I bet you it takes you 10 minutes to do it, and all of a sudden now you can go home and say with a straight face to your spouse, yep, I know how we're enrolled. We're on the HSA, we're on the dental, and so forth. Enrollments have to be in by December the 6th, and this takes effect January the 1st. If you've been on the ADP website, it's pretty straightforward, and you'll see this screen that welcomes you to the open enrollment. And then you're gonna go through and start enrolling, or you can click continue enrollment, or you can view your current benefits, right? If you say, I can't remember what I enrolled in today, it's all loaded in the system there.
And again, you can view it if you have the ADP mobile app, so very easy to do there as well.
Yep, on your phone, for all the millennials in there. Any questions you've got? This is another great year for ES3. Belinda spends a lot of time on this. She lives with Brett in, he's gotta spend time on this too. And it's to keep benefits good for you, the employees, and make ES3 an employer of choice, which you certainly are. With that, I'll turn the time back to Belinda.
All right, well, again, just wanna let you know, please go through the system as James encouraged us, just to make sure that everything is the way that you intend for it to be. Lots of options, ways that you can do that, either at your desktop or on your mobile app. But if you have questions about anything, please make yourself free to call me, reach out to James or Michelle. She'll be here for the 2 p.m. meeting. If there's any special questions or if you have Regents questions, please speak with Becky. And we're just here to be able to help you and make sure that you do utilize your benefits the best way possible so that you and your families are covered in the way that you need. So if that's it, then you guys please help yourself to the treats. Again, there's enrollment instructions and portal instructions there in the back, and always great to see everybody at ES3. Thank you.
So do I.